like everybody who's anybody on YouTube has got a ukulele intro. That'll do. There we go. Sort of like that. Okay. So, I just went for a bike ride, and I had, I would say, an experience. I wrote it all down, and it's kind of interesting, at least to me. So I'm just going to read it to you, and it's probably a bit poetic, but bear with me. Oh, come down, there we go. So, here we go. I just saw someone who looked like a monk, walking along one of those quiet paths between the houses of otherwise bland suburbia. He walked so very slowly that each step seemed like a decision at the end of a long debate, a proclamation to the world that he would, indeed, continue to move after all. He was wrapped from neck to ankles in dark red cloth, wore dusty sandals, and had a shiny bald head. He was neither young nor old, and as I passed him on my bicycle I thought to myself, well, there's someone who probably knows how to appreciate his natural surroundings. I tried to catch his eye, and he bowed his head deeply. Whether to make a greeting and acknowledgement of the humanity between strangers, or in deference to some part of his beliefs, possibly involving not looking at my beskirted legs, I'll never know for sure, but I nodded back. It was a very strange moment, there in the bright sunshine that the monk seemed to be enjoying despite his thick robes, and after I'd passed him, I rode on for a few moments in dumbfounded surprise. I craned my head around to try and get another glimpse of the suburban monk, but it was too late. I couldn't turn far enough without risking a lamppost collision, and the only way to see him would be to stop, turn, and stare. I didn't feel bold enough for that, so I just kept on going, curiosity piqued and imagination running wild and free. I went on my way, dropped off the mail, bought an early supper, but I'm not too far away from that path, through the neighborhood. I can almost picture going back to find him, for he may not have gone very far at that pace, but I can't see myself having the courage to intrude on his walk. I would like to ask where he's going, imagine sitting under a tree to listen to him philosophize, like the ghost of some great master or a Canadian Gandhi, to offer him rice in exchange for wisdom like a character in a legend or proverb. And yet, I also see that he could just be an unusual neighbor in atypical clothing, one who is just out for his late afternoon constitutional. In my imagination's eye, he is as old as the earth and has walked millions of miles in that easy, slow way, all over Asia and Africa, through tropics and deserts and all different kinds of town. I can imagine him drifting through the night markets in Istanbul, and as a tiny red speck on a vast ice field that makes the palm of a glacier-fingered hand. Perhaps I should not let my imagination get too giddy in its headlong run, and try to rein in my fanciful what-ifs. I don't know what to think. All I do know is that I saw a man who may have been a monk, and the feelings he left me with. So, kind of felt like I needed to share that. Bye! I don't know if there is such a thing as night markets in Istanbul, but it sounded good at the time.